Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses. And all I have to say is Flint still does not have clean water. When it gets warm in the city of Chicago, at some point, there are going to be 50 plus people that are going to be a victim of gun violence. Some of them are going to be gangbangers, and some of them are going to be strangers to that lifestyle. Some of them are going to pretty much have in common, and others are going to be innocent bystanders, and they're going to be victims of a crime that they have no business being a part of. Why do I care what Dwayne Wade is doing in his household? See, when I was growing up, one thing that my mother always taught me, she only had to say this once, twice, no more than three times. What goes on in this household, no one has any business knowing unless they are contributing financially to this household. What this means is if they're not paying me, if they're not paying you, if they don't live here, they don't need to know what goes on in this house. And I don't know what kind of environment that Dwayne Wade grew up in. I don't know if he's from. I don't watch basketball, and I don't know anything about Dwayne Wade. But there's a good chance that he was taught the same information that I was taught pertaining to the information that goes on within his household. Why do we need to know that your child wants to evolve into something that this child was not born as? We don't care. What we do care about is at least 10 minorities, unarmed minorities, get fatally wounded every single day, and it's not televised. We have we have a city full of law-abiding citizens. Yes, some of them are criminals, but the majority of them are not criminals. The majority of them are not criminals. And they pay taxes, and they go to work every day, and they take care of their children. I would like to assume that's what goes on. But they don't have clean. They're living as if they're in a third world country. They are not. They have no chance of living the American dream. Why? Because they're being poisoned. They're being poisoned. They're victims. They don't have the choice to pay their taxes and go to work every day and take care of their children and not be poisoned. Why are people in Flint paying taxes? They shouldn't have to pay taxes. Why are they paying the Where are their tax dollars going? It's been years. More than 1 year is enough. More than 2 years is more than enough. More than 3 years is. But why are we paying so much attention to this situation that is so alien to a lot of our populations? Some of us don't have to deal with these situations. Some of us don't have to interact with transsexuals and transgenders and trans this and trans that and having to. I think it was a couple weeks ago, I made a Facebook post about it. A guy from California that I met when I was going to a concert said his name, and he said his, him, he. And I was like, what? 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 I was a little, smoked a little bit of weed and I was a little drunk. But then when he kept looking at me, I realized what he was saying. And I was thinking, bro, you don't have to tell me your pronouns. You have a beard. You're dressed very similar to me. And I would assume if I said he or his or him or bro or dude or my man's over there, that wouldn't be a problem. But do we understand that there are so many other don't let this be a distraction to you. Don't let this be a distraction. Do you understand that there was a gentleman that walked up to me the other day and we were having some I can't remember what we were talking about. And he didn't even know that Mexico was not a part of the United States of America. There are much bigger things that are going on. As long as there are people getting paid in this country single digit wages, if you as long as there are people who are making less than $10 an hour in this country, we don't need to be worrying about what these celebrities are doing in their households to and with their children. And everybody's like, well, maybe Dwayne Wade, diddled the child, and maybe he got this happened to this child. I don't care, bro. That's horrible, and I hope that didn't happen. But just as 21 Savage said, Flint still needs water. There's going to be, in about 5 months, less than that, in Chicago, Illinois, there's going to be 20 shootings a day from Friday morning to Sunday night. 20 people are going to get injured, some fatally and some not. Some who partook or some who participated in gang activities and street activities, most of them not, some of them not. Some of them are going to be children. So I don't care what Dwayne Wade has going on in his household. That's one person. What about the rest? What about millions of dollars worth of people that we could be taking care of? What about all these people stuck at the border getting separated from their children? What about all these people going to prison that have no business being in prison? What about all the innocent lives that are going to be lost in multiple large cities around this country? What about what's going on in Bed-Stuy? What about what's going on in South Central LA? What about what's going on in Washington? What about what's going on in Houston, Miami, Massachusetts, Kentucky? So this one person, this one there's worse things going on in this country. So I don't care about this situation going on with him, with Dwayne Wade. I don't care about that. All we have to do is think about two cities with very important people, children that are not going to have a chance if we don't give the same energy that we're giving to. Come on, bruh. Do you understand that when you take a shower, when you turn your faucet and you expect there to be water, we all know, that it's not the cleanest, it's not the best. It's fluoridated and all of that, and it's gonna close your pineal gland and all of that. Think about the fact that you don't even want to give your own, you really don't want to give your own pet. If you have a dog, a cat, a snake, a hamster, you really don't want to give that animal this water, cause you drink bottled water or you have a filter on your stuff, and you don't even want to give your dog this water that you take a shower in. take that same griminess and that same discomfort, that same uncomfort that you have, giving this pet that shows you so much loyalty and love and heals you just by cuddling up with you when you just broke up with your girlfriend or you just broke up with your girl or your boyfriend, but you still give him or her that same water in their water bowl. They don't even have that quality in Flint. They have something that is 100 times worse than that. They have something that if they try to live off of that for more than a couple weeks, they're not going to be here. They're not going to have life in their body, let alone a pet. You don't even want to give the. Again, let me reiterate. You don't even want to give your own dog the water that you shower with to drink. You don't want to do that. You don't value your animals enough to buy them bottled water, smart water, Dasani, Avion. You don't want to do that. But you say to yourself, it's just a dog. He's only going to live for like maybe 12 years anyways. And you give it to him or her. The people in Flint don't even have the luxury to do that. Their dogs can't live. Their children can't live. And they have to pay income tax still. They have to pay sales tax still. They still get disrespected by everything that goes on in the big city that you think is just so horrible. They still have to go through that. They still get harassed by the police. You think police brutality turned down because they don't have drinkable water? No. It probably went up. It's a possibility that it got even worse. You think these people still don't get harassed by the police? You think these people still don't have extreme weather and severe rainstorms and their Wi-Fi goes out sometimes and AT&T overcharges them on accident and they still have normal people problems? But they can't even get a clean drink of water out their faucet. They can't even pretend to get a clean drink of water out their faucet. People in Chicago are still going to get smoked. People in Chicago are still going to lose 1-year-olds getting hit by stray bullets, 2-year-olds getting hit by stray bullets, 3-year-olds, 4, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds consciously getting hit by stray bullets. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds still getting shot by stray bullets. 50, 60, 70, 80-year-olds just sitting on the porch trying to enjoy the summer breeze. But you're worried about Dwanye Wade and his child and what he has. I don't care about that whatsoever. There's still going to be at least 10 minorities in this country that lose their lives that are innocent and that are unarmed. So what I'm saying is you need to make sure that you put your energy in the right place and don't let these people distract you from actual issues. I don't care what that person does. That's his child, that's his business, and we shouldn't even know anything about this in the first place. You don't think he did this for clout? For energy? You don't think this was calculated? You don't think he gained any kind of monies by doing this? I don't care. That's not gonna affect my future. And if it does affect my future, it's because somebody planned it without my permission. And you giving it the more energy you give it, the more it's gonna affect your future. Cause what is your child gonna do? If you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old, what are they gonna do? They're gonna type something in about 10 years from now and ask you what that's about. And you're not gonna say, this is around the time where we were trying to clear up. Well, this is around the time where the black community gathered together $50 million to buy everyone in Flint a system for their home that would take all the poison, all the fluoride, and all the chloride, and all the stuff out their water so they could live peacefully and be able to maintain the health of their children and their dogs. You're not going to be able to say that. You're not going to say this is the time where all of America got together and put their money together and got all the guns off the street in Chicago and gave all the gangbangers jobs. That's you're not going to be able to say that. You're going to say, "Oh, February when everybody was getting their taxes around the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st of February. Oh, that's where we were all fixated around this guy and his child that were," and they're gonna be like, "What? You were really thinking about that?" Around this time, 10, 30 years ago, this is when we were talking about when Malcolm X died, or this is when we were talking about when Martin Luther King Jr. got assassinated. This is around the time we were talking about Stevie Wonder doing that. Bro, do you see the foolishness that we put our focus on? Think about that. When your great grandchildren ask you what you were doing in February 2020, you're not going to be able to say, everybody got their taxes, we all put our money together, and we bought everybody in Flint, Michigan a filtration system so they can have clean water so their children don't have to keep dying. So people that were just trying to get up and go to work didn't have to worry about getting poisoned by their own water that they had to pay taxes for, that they paid their bills to have in their home. You're gonna say some stupid stuff. We were worrying about some little trans person that we didn't even care about. If this person would have won the spelling bee or ran the fastest mile for a 12-year-old, we wouldn't have cared about that. If this person was the first person to, but if you think about it, bro, where was our focus 30 years ago? Not on something so unimportant as this. As Americans, we were focused on actual problems. This is not a problem. I don't care about this. You don't care about this. You don't. People are dying just because they turn on the faucet and they don't have anything else to drink because they can't afford it. And they have to pay for that. And they have to pay taxes. And people pay to and people pay to live where they live, and they can't go outside. And if they do, they're gonna get shot and they could lose their lives. So I don't care about Dwanye Wade and his little weird situations going on. That's not my business. And if you make it my business, you're gonna get all the negativity that you deserve to get. Because we don't care about that, bro. Because there's people dying. There's people dying. And the fact that you're contributing to us being distracted, not me, other people being distracted from real problems, that's goofy, bro. You're a goofy. Why are you why are you distracting us? Why are you distracting people? Why are you contributing whoever it would have been. It's about time, yes, because there's real problems going on, and of course, the masses need a distractions. But why would you make this of all things a distraction, bro? No celebrities passed away. Pop Smoke died. There's nothing real going. Why would you make this a? Why would you add this to the repertoire of issues that we have going on, not only as Americans, but as a minority American, bro? This is so goofy. And you have to be evil to. I'm not saying you're the devil like everybody else is saying. I'm not saying that you're sacrificing your child. We didn't have to know about this. Whether it's whether it's good or bad, I can't say. I'm not qualified to make that statement. I can't say that it's good or it's bad. You know why? Because I don't care. The only thing I care about is the fact that there's so many other things going on, and you're adding to the foolishness. You're doing it for clout. You're doing it for money. You're doing it for free energy, and it's not a righteous cause. Nobody cares. The only people that care are the people who don't care about the fact that Flint still needs water. And as soon as Chicago has a temperature over 72 degrees, there's going to be a lot of people in a very short amount of time who are going to get injured and who are going to lose their lives. And that's still not going to be as important as your child who was born a little boy who wants to pretend or feel like he's a little girl. And that's not okay, bruh. You're making the situation worse. All the people that are going to lose their lives, all the people who are going to get injured and traumatized, and people who are going to have PTSD as if they are war soldiers, people who are born in this area, who have no choice but to live there because they are children, because they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, the same age as your child, 13, 14, who don't gangbang, who are good children, who have aspirations to be a doctor or a lawyer, or maybe a basketball player, football player, baseball player. Their lives are still not going to be as important as your one child because you put this situation in everybody's faces. So it's kind of like all the children in Chicago that are gonna get injured and traumatized and lose a brother and lose a sister and lose a mother and lose a father and lose a cousin, a auntie, an uncle, a grandmother, a grandfather. They don't matter because your child wants to play dress up. That's not okay, bro. And I don't care. Nobody cares. And you don't care either. Because if you really cared about that child, you wouldn't put that child in this situation if you really cared. Facts.